Hello, you beautiful and wondrous beings. If you do not know who I am, where have you been? This is Dragon's Love Cacao, and I am the Silver River of Alchemy. I have my incredible, alchemical, magical, divine, divine cup of cacao this morning that is in the frequency of both heart open, ready, receptive frequencies with a tint of boundaries. And so I'm not going to tell you what all is in here. There are incredible high frequency ingredients, cacao sourced from Ecuador, from a very ethical company. And if you want to know more about, there's a little heart in the foam on top. I can't. There's a little heart. That's what we're going to get into, you guys. I am beaming. I've only had a few sips, but I am beaming. If you want to know all of the ingredients that are in this incredible cacao alchemy, you're gonna have to check out my Patreon. I have the link in the description of this video. There's no pressure. It's just part of my magic to share what I do and how I do it. And the only place that that is happening is in private containers and on Patreon. So please do give that a look and become an alchemist yourself. You know, this is inspirational, right? I give you a recipe and it's like, make your own. Make your own damn alchemy. I'm the alchemist, but so are you. And actually, I know it's not in the cards for this particular reading, but I chose the Magician card for myself 2 nights ago. I'm pretty sure it was the same night that I picked this incredible spread of cards on the feast of Mary Magdalene. And the magician is the alchemist is the magician. And if there's anything that you take away from this reading, let that be the first note. Let that be the first tone. The tone of alquimia, which means alchemy in Spanish. So I like to work with other languages. I like to work with tones and sounds that come in and just like they tantalize my ears and they tantalize my heart. And alquimia, al has the prefix for light, right? This is from Arabic language, we get the word alchemy, we get the word alchemist. And in Arabic, a lot of their potent words, even their word for God, Allah, has the al sound in it. So I'm inviting you, I'm inspiring you. Maybe you have the al in your name, or maybe you know somebody, maybe you love somebody, because this is a love reading. Maybe you love somebody with the al sound in their name. I'm getting Alejandro specifically, but you know, take it as it resonates, because there's a million names. I'm not gonna, like, Jamal has al in it also. I'm not gonna go through all the names so that you can find your lover. I'm just inspiring you to play with sound more. Alquimia, alchemy, the magician. Let's get back to the magician energy. So the reason that cacao has come in so strongly for this particular reading about love and about boundaries and about union in the realms of Mary Magdalene, kind of like encouraging me to share specifically this lion, this leonine frequency. We have a lion pair here. We have the feminine lioness, and the card says vulnerability. And we have this extremely like, solar, masculine, divine. He looks like it came straight from the heavenly realms. And this is the card of Ishtar's Lionsgate 888. And it just so happens that the other night I was tuning in to Lionsgate already, actually. I've been tuning into Lionsgate. I've been tuning into the Leo, like the Leo season, the Leo season. I've been tuning into the Leo sun energy that I carry as, I mean, like, you know, lion mane. I love hot, warm places. I love to vibrate and emanate the divine child energy, right? Because Leo is associated with the child. So whatever your connection is to the lion, whatever your connection is to the lioness, or if you're just here for the ride and you don't really know where we're going, then just stick with me, because we're going on a journey and you're going to get activated in your own remembrance, in your own sound remembrance, in your own ability to morph yourself into the alchemist. Because in all honesty, the vulnerability card for me, like, I almost just like tears when it came out, because it's been a very intense week and a half, almost 2 weeks now, since my birthday, since my solar return. And I actually got a lot of signs from my body that were saying, you need to rewind, you need to stop, you need to slow down, and you need to take care of your diet. You need to take care of your belly. You need to take care of your gut. And they gave me a protocol and they said, black walnut, black walnut, black walnut, black walnut, and fast. And I want to say, you know, it could be as simple as listening to the advice that you're given in this beautiful portal as we are approaching Lionsgate on 8/8. I really feel the culmination of that energy is going to happen on 8/22. So I love that portal of 7/22, Magdalene's feast day, all the way to 8/22. This is that deep, deep month where we're swimming in Magdalene frequencies. We're swimming in, literally have the portal, Magdalene's portal card here for you. So we're swimming in Magdalene's frequencies. We're swimming in the frequencies of the truth. That's why this big turquoise light, that's why I've been talking about the throat and the sounds and the toning. It's because it's time to show up, to be more vulnerable, to let others hear your roar, your frequency. Not just feel your frequency, because that's important, trust me, but also hear your frequency, because otherwise we would just be transmitting third eye to third eye at all times. And we would never have these incredible vocal spaces in our body, these incredible vocal cords, the ability to arrange musical notes, again, just sounds like making serpent sounds and making lion roars and doing your lion's breath when you do your yoga and all the things. It's time to get more cozy with the sounds that come out of your body. And not just from here. Because when you go on that journey of cleansing your gut, your body's gonna make all kinds of sounds. Your body's gonna recalibrate. And believe me, it's the best kind of recalibration, because after feeling humbled a bit, have this card, natural humility, and I didn't really know how to address this energy, but let's just go with that humbleness. When we're humbled by our own body's natural process of digesting, and we see where we have been consuming too much, and therefore we can't catch up with the digestion. And when I talk about consuming, I mean consuming too much food, consuming too many drinks, consuming too much information, consuming. Like taking it all in to the point of overload. Imagine, okay, I'm going to use a computer as an example. When you have a computer, even a Mac laptop, and you open up 35 tabs, doesn't your laptop start to be like making some weird noises and being like, what's going on? There's too much happening. Why do you have 35 windows and tabs and all the things? Like, can you even focus? Can you even work? Can you even, do what you need to do on this screen if you have that much going on? And so basically, the body has been informing that in terms of connection, and I'm going to speak personally and use an example from my own life to just share, like, again, vulnerably where I've been at this year. And I have been on this journey of leaning in to relationships that are not romantic, but they are, they could either have a sense of intimacy or they could have an exchange involved. Like, we like to spend time together, and there's a lot that we exchange when we go hiking for 3 hours or 5 hours together or 7 hours. And then I come back home and I'm back in my own energy, and I'm like, holy shit, we just uploaded and downloaded each other with so much information, so many files. Now my system needs to digest all of this, especially in the sense that when you're very open in your heart and you're listening to other people and you're empathic and you're gifted and you're compassionate, you could feel like it's your responsibility to do more than it actually is your responsibility to do. You might want to solve problems for people. You might want to, I don't know, like have them lean on you, and you don't know them well enough truly to decide, where is the boundary? Where is the boundary of that person's energy, my energy? And then let's say you have another friend or another relationship of any kind, a business relationship. You have employees, you have clients, you have family that you need to engage with, be involved in things with them, talk to them, connect. And basically, the overload is what has been causing my body, my system to say, you're doing too much. Let them handle more. We're getting to that point in time, right, on Earth, where people have to digest their own shit, quite literally. And also just digest their own life, right? It doesn't have to be like negative, but they have a digestive system. They have a nervous system. They have what they're equipped with. And if they're not paying you, and even if they are paying you, but if they're not paying you to be helping them on that journey, then you need to realize that your energy is precious and your boundaries are sacred, and you're doing too much, most likely, if this is resonating with you. And if it's not resonating with you, that's cool. Maybe there's a different message in this reading for you. But I just wanted to get that out of the way right now. I love that this card is from the future. It says Lira. So this is the Galactic Heritage deck that I've been connecting with recently. And the number 69, when it came out on Magdalene's feast day, I was like, oh yeah, 69. But also because Cancer season, right? Because Cancer season has begun. We're really swimming in the waters of the Ma. We're really swimming in also the relational realms, because mother energy is also along those lines where they're often doing too much. They're often giving too much. And maybe you even know a mother. Maybe this message is perfect for you to share with somebody in your life that is a mother, or maybe your own mother, that is doing too much and that needs to shift the lens back, right? Pull it back. We say, we say that the spine, the middle column, is a good place to check with ourselves where are our weaknesses. So for instance, if you have back pain, if you can't stand up straight, if you can't stretch and bend and walk and run and do all these things, perhaps you're a little bit spineless when it comes to your relationships. And you really, really, really going forward are going to want to stretch your spine, to roll your spine, to act more fluid, like water, like a serpent in the body movements, and allow your spine to inform you, like, where does it hurt? Right? The spinal column, like let's say the top part of your spine was hurting. The top part of your spine is closer to your heart chakra, your throat chakra, even the very, very top would be considered the crown chakra location. And so maybe that's where you're blocked. And if it happens to be very, very low, lower back, close to the coccyx, perhaps it's the root. Perhaps it's the family life. Perhaps, dropping shit everywhere. Like, yeah, it's the family life that's like a pain in my ass right now. Like, I'm just saying. It might be. I live in California. I know all about that root. I know all about that root work. And I've been vulnerable all along the way about my relationship with the land that I was birthed into. But I will say this, there is a lot of love. There is a lot of love available for us right now. This is the card that says heart and it says love. And we see both like an emanating heart with all these rays and also fire, flames coming out of the heart. So when I mentioned California specifically and the vulnerability of like being from this place and always wanting to escape and always wanting to start my life somewhere else, and being back here now going on a little over 2 years, and realizing how much love I've actually gained, how much love I've actually recovered, because I've had so much more time to be with myself, because I've had so much more time to dive into things that I stuck in, closets, and that I tucked away and I locked away during some of my big traveling times, and also just the journey that I spent living in Europe, living so far away from family, friends, and then having to realize that as I was shifting, those relationships were shifting, and a lot of those relationships were coming to a close with people back here in California. And so maybe this is a message for those of you that are trying to decide or trying to make a choice. This is the Dragon of Choice, understanding consequences, with this incredible, kind of looks like a battle scene, like these like Trojan looking big serpent dragons with fire coming out of their heads and their mouths, and I'm getting this energy of like, you've been battling inside and you've tried your hardest to understand like what love is worth fighting for and dying for, and what love is worth laying down your weapons for. And getting really vulnerable with yourself, getting really vulnerable with the people in your life, and being honest about where you stand, about what types of relationships, what types of interactions, what types of engagement you need, you require going forward. And of course, also being willing to listen to their comeback, right? What do they need? What's true for them? And yeah, you might have to make some decisions. You might have to cleanse, right? Smoke out some people from your life. And this is not really what I was thinking about when I first saw all of these cards a couple nights ago. I was like really high in the Magdalene energy, right? I had an amazing day, even though I was just here in my house, in my garden, cleansing, parasite cleanse. I had an amazing day. A lot of incense all over the house, and I just felt like I was starting to see again. So you have the card clear seeing. That's what happens after you smoke it out. That's what happens after you get vulnerable and you speak your truth to the people closest to you. You get to see clearly. That's what happens when you do the cleanse, when you listen to the gut, when you simplify and you stop overindulging in all of the things. And I can speak from experience, is that you get a window, you get breathing room again to see like what has changed, what has shifted, where am I at now? I'm not the same person that I was when Year of the Serpent began. I am not the same person that I was when Year of the Serpent began. That was January 29th. Whenever you're tuning into this, 2025. So let me reflect that to you in my mirror energy, in my jaguar form, Black Jaguar. Let me mirror to you that you're not the person that you were when Year of the Serpent began. And I want that to be an exciting thing. I don't want it to be like another thing for you to worry about. I want you to get excited about, what does that mean? Then what have you made space for? Who have you made space for? Because there's definitely something about love in the air and attraction. We have force of attraction, Orion light. This is another message from the future. We have falling star, which is interesting as well. For me, falling star, like meteor shower maybe, right? Like hot summer nights, stargazing with somebody that you love, or stargazing and connecting to the energies that you're connected to in the cosmos, in the galaxy, in our solar system, and reaffirming, right? Reaffirming, what do you need in the realms of love? What do you wish for in the realms of love? And what are you willing to do for it? Like, are you willing to clean your gut? Are you willing to clean your house? Are you willing to let go of some people, to let go of some habits? I don't know why the word drugs. I'm just going to say it. Let go of some drugs. Some of you are self-medicating to the point where you're numb, or you've had a chapter of making yourself numb for a time, and that isn't serving anybody. It's definitely not serving you. So Magdalene is here with a beautiful message. Well, this isn't Magdalene, but it's from the Magdalene deck. It's the only other Magdalene card that I chose for this reading. It does say the guardian be on guard. On guard. But what's so beautiful, number one, the sunset. Like, this card has the most epic sunset. And the frequency of this Knights Templar with the red equal armed cross on his chest is the frequency of divine protection from a divine masculine figure. So if you're a man watching this, then you're going to be this for someone. If you're a woman watching this, you have someone that is going to arrive that is this for you. Whereas the Magdalene card was the 22, Magdalene's portal, the guardian is number 11. And for me, number 11 is very much another form of a portal. I have this card, stability, with a few beautiful Egyptian columns, actually. And the beautiful crescent moon right inside the middle of these columns. So columns are beautiful reminders that for a structure to stand, for anything to stand really, you have to have support. You have to have both the horizontal and the vertical connections. Now, in esoterics, the man represents the vertical. The man represents the vertical. The column would be the man, the masculine. The sword would be the man, the masculine. The guardian, right? The one that is going to guard your dreams. It is the one that is going to guard your heart even, right? Because when union is the next step, when union is imminent, we often get very, very, very tested by this type of energy. We get tested with choices. We get tested with past flames, right? Reoccurring in our life, or just the echoes and the memories of them. Sometimes we need to be humbled again. Sometimes we need to check in, right? Check in with the truth. Check in with the truth. See ourselves clearly. See our heart clearly. And honestly, I don't really know what else to say from the cards. There's one last card I think I didn't mention, the Pulse of Life, number 2. The Galactic Core. The Galactic Core. Oh, this is an energy. Oh, and there was one more card. The Emperor. So you have many, many messages about the masculine frequency arriving. I love the rainbow and the rainbow here. Pulse of Life, Galactic Core, Sovereign Cohesion. This is the Emperor card in this particular tarot deck, which happens to be a white lion. Just like the white lion over here. Ishtar's Lionsgate 888. So there's a white lion connection. There is a connection, a vertical connection where you can begin to invite these very high frequency beings to meet you here, to meet you at that crux, the cruz, not the cross biblically, but the crux, right? The crossroads. The Celts, the Druids, ancient peoples all over the world have used the equal armed cross well before Christianity adopted, you know, a different kind of cross with a different kind of message. So I actually love the energy of the crossroads. I love the energy of the crux for us specifically, because get excited about where you have arrived. When you arrive at the crossroads, there are choices to make. When you arrive at the crossroads, there's also so much to be grateful for. There is so much to be proud of that you've already faced, that you've already worked through, that you've already alchemized as the magician. And for those of you that have been hiding because you thought, again, self-medicating or, you know, New Age likes to, unfortunately, they perpetuate a lot of the pain and trauma stories in us. And they try to sell us this like perpetual suffering, right? And it's not just New Age. It's religions, it's governments, it's life. And the structures and the patriarchy as it stands right now are the ones that are perpetuating, right? Perpetual suffering. You should feel like you are unworthy of your greatest life at all times. And they sell that to us. And they sell that to children, right? You're coming into this world and we've destroyed all the oceans and the coral reef will never grow back and la la la. And, you know, this animal's on the endangered list. And I get it. Some of that is true. But I want to provide a perspective right now that is more empowering. And this is coming straight from the Leonine, the Lyrans, the big cat energy that I carry, that lion fire, that white lion source stream that I'm connected to, that you're connected to. And that perspective is stop believing the bullshit. Like, stop believing that this world is dying. Stop believing that you don't have a say in how things are going to go going forward. That you're just a victim and that you're just along for the ride. And hopefully, like, you make it out. Hopefully. Again, out of what, right? Like, if you're like me, I'm almost 40. I have no idea how long I'm gonna live. Like, I think it's still in negotiation. Like, I'm like, I don't know if I want to be old on this planet, or if I want to leave sooner. But I do know that I still would like to have children and my divine union. And there's a lot of markers in my service that I would love to really bring down into the physical here. So I have so many dreams still. And I feed those dreams. I feed my dreams. And food is fuel. Our thoughts are also fuel. Our prayers, our words, our sounds, our intentions are also fuel. And so I've had this on my altar. I wrote it a couple of weeks ago, a bunch of little cards all over my room. And it says, any timeline is possible to fuel. Any timeline is possible to fuel. So if your thoughts are fuel and you're thinking of the beloved, right? The one that's gonna make your heart pulse and the one that's gonna know you, like know you. The one that's gonna help you see yourself the way Magdalene already sees you. And the one that's gonna stand guard while you sleep, while you dream, while you oracle, while you engage with the earth in all of her sensuous rivers and mountains, and when you hold ceremony on the land, when you light candles naked under the stars, who is going to be there guarding you? It is going to be a beloved. And so I'm saying this for myself because I know this to be true. And I hope it rubs off. I hope you can feel the frequency. If it feels resonant, lean into it. Feed that prayer. Envision it. Speak it. Hum with the bees when you drink your cacao. Hum and buzz and vibrate with the frequencies that you want to see here on the planet. So if you want to see white lions in the physical at some point, there are white lions physically on the planet right now. Most of them in South Africa. I want to see them with my own eyes one day. But if you want to see white lions or some other creature, maybe a unicorn, maybe something else, divine timing is at play. And just know that the consciousness of the planet is getting to a point where things that we've only dreamed about are going to be seen and experienced. And things that we were told were fantasy are going to be seen and experienced. And all of that negativity, all those forced perspectives that have been shoved down our throat like since the 90s, about how we're inheriting this dying world and how we fucked it up so much that, you know, it's beyond repair, you're gonna see and you're gonna dream and you're gonna feel that that's a load of crap that people are fueling, right? They're fueling it because they want it to be a timeline. But any timeline is possible to fuel. I hope you fuel the timeline with white lions like me. And I hope you fuel the timeline that is blessed by the jaguars and higher dimensional beings of the big cat variety. I call it the leonine stream. And so they actually want me to close with these two temples. This is the temple of the Jaguar King, temple of the Jaguar Queen. These are from Guatemala, from Tikal. And then I made this copper wire spiral that goes on top of the female temple for now. Because she's the one that's magnetizing the energy. And copper is both associated with the planet Venus, the divine feminine, kundalini energy, as well as cacao. So the signal is being sent out by the female, the one that has to listen, the one that has to attune their ears is the masculine. So however you're doing it right now, trust me, the woman shouldn't be out there forcibly trying to get the man or keep the man. If you already have the man, or keep the man. You shouldn't be trying so hard. You shouldn't be trying at all. You should be emanating. You should be buzzing like the bees. Buzzing that frequency, that sound that they're going to hear in their dreams and they're going to hear in their waking state, and they're going to travel and they're going to find you wherever it is that you are. And actually, I'm glad that we got here because I have my passport on the altar, and it's a United States passport. I felt to share a message specifically about travel, and let's see what wants to come through. I'm going to have a sip of cacao and I'm just going to see what wants to come through about travel. So there's two things I want to share about travel. The first thing is a reflection again, because this is something that's been part of my story and I feel like it's worth sharing. Some of you have been afraid to open your heart while you're on the traveling path, have been afraid that if you travel and move often, that your partner is not going to find you, that your partner is not going to accept that you are a very changing and moving and shifting being, woman, divine one. And this can be the reverse as well, if you're a man and you feel this about your beloved. And I want to say any timeline is possible to fuel. So all those years where I worried, and when I say worried, I mean I bought readings from astrologers and I had my friends do oracle readings for me and tried to help me figure out if he was going to find me while I'm on the traveling road, and if it was even possible to be in love again and find my person. And I was fueling this timeline that was based in fear and that was based in lack of self-love, lack of knowing myself, lack of knowing my core essence and the frequency that I truly emanate. Bzzz. Bzzz. Also, I'm becoming part B because I've been stung 3 times in the last 5 weeks, 6 weeks. 3 times in the feet. So I'm becoming part B. I'm becoming more frequential. And I want to offer you a laugh, obviously, and my sympathy. I sympathize with that fear-based reality that I was living at one point. But the truth is that had I been fueling the timeline of he will find me wherever, however, doesn't matter if I'm on a mountain, in a river raft, secluded in a mosquito net somewhere, or on top of a pyramid, like frequency is frequency and divinity is divinity. And divine union for me is an absolute, like that is something that I have fueled my whole life. My whole life. I have fueled that from my innocence, from being a very young child that loved the love jams and just knew that that was going to be her reality. So fuel the timeline that anything is possible and work on the things, face the things that you need to face and that are worthy of your time and your energy and your fuel, so that you have that space, you have that landing space for your king or your emperor, or your queen and your empress. And then the other part about travel was specifically to those of you that have been afraid to get out in the world. Let's say you're already in relationship. You already got the kids. Maybe you're either thinking about just retirement already, or if not that, you're just very settled in one place and you're a bit stagnant. A little bit of like stagnant waters. And you would do well from a trip. You would do well to even travel with your beloved and do something out of your comfort zone. Camping. People get close when they go camping, and if camping isn't out of your comfort zone, but like staying in a luxury hotel is out of your comfort zone, or doing a ceremony together with sacred tribes, sacred peoples, indigenous peoples, there are a lot of opportunities to expand in the heart coming up for you. So get excited. It's almost like stoking the flame, like when the fire's almost gone out and you just need a little bit, and then poof, the fire comes back stronger than ever. That is a message for some of you out there. So I have this beautiful ankh that is from Guatemala. I believe it's alabaster, that's what I was told. And I wanted to offer you a little bit of a frequency just to close out this reading, and a clearing of any Egyptian lifetimes, any connections to Kemet, perhaps the Middle East, mainly in these locations where heartbreak and also like manipulation in the frequencies, manipulation in relationships, manipulation from another. Let's say it doesn't even have to be romantic, but manipulations that caused you to close your heart. Some of those timelines, even just from mother to daughter, from father to daughter, father to son, we're gonna offer a little bit of beautiful oil to the heart space after bringing that up. This is an ancient ritual, copal and rose salve, which smells like heaven and feels like heaven, and I haven't used it yet, and I just got it on the weekend. So let's anoint our heart. Let's anoint our heart with this beautiful frequency. Wow, that is shiny. You can close your eyes. I might put a little bit of music here just to kind of like enhance the frequency, a little bit of sound. And I want you to just imagine this beautiful symbol on your heart. And it can be any symbol that is true for you, any symbol that feels significant. It could be a serpent, it could be an equal armed cross, red cross, it could be a spiral, it could be a dragon, it could be anything. Maybe just an orb, a specific color that resonates with you, or maybe even a sound. Maybe a sound comes as I anoint the heart space in this ritualistic intention to remove any blockages from Egyptian timelines, realities, parallel realities in the Middle East, struggles of power, again, like domination, relationships, and breathe into the frequency of liberating and fueling the timeline where you're free. Free to love, free to expand in that love, free to grow into the incredible heart being that you are. The incredible heart being that also gets to be seen, gets to be seen by others in their beauty, gets to be seen by others in their handsomeness, gets to be seen by others in this purity, this essence that is light, that is from the source. And that's another thing about Egyptian timelines that I know very well, is that they often focus on the dark. And there is a time and a place for that. They focus on the shadow and the underworld, and there's a time and a place for that, but that's not the season that we're in. We're in the season of the highest light. We're in the season of solar, like maximum solar power and solar grace. And I want to offer you both the ocean waters as well as the sun. I'm playing with this term, Solar Maris, Solar Maris. Maybe it's a sound for you. Sol, Solaris, Maris, Solar, Solar, Solar. But it's going to be extremely liberating, empowering. You're going to get this energy back into your gut, into your sovereign centers. And it's going to be a really epic season. It's going to be a really epic cycle. And do come back and let me know how you got on after this transmission. Maybe even after you've integrated, maybe even after you've met the beloved. Let me know. And we will stay connected. And I will be sending out some new transmissions on that Patreon that I mentioned very, very shortly, because I am fired up this summer and I want to create some specific calibrations and support while the sun is at its peak. Thank you for being here. Drop a comment, like, subscribe if it feels good. 22 on the recording when I said that. So you know Magdalene's like, you need to subscribe, support your girl. I love you.